Hello, everybody. I'm Niels Meckenkamp. I'm in charge of Revenue Insight at OTA Insight, as well as partnerships. It's nice when you actually arrive in Lisbon, and the weather in London was actually better than here in Lisbon. But hey, my sunny hat will stay in my suitcase. But it's great to be here. I'm here to talk about Revenue Insights. That's our new product. And the question we had was, in revenue management and distribution terms, because I should have added distribution to this, what is the biggest frustration of a hotelier? And we very quickly found out that there were three key factors that came forward. Data. There's a hell of a lot of data that we work with on a daily basis. And that data can be tough to go through. So what do we end up doing? We end up pulling report after report, trying to combine these reports in Excel, and we have analysts sitting there spending hours and hours and hours trying to compile these, huge, humongous reports. So a lot of time is spent and wasted by these analysts creating and compiling these reports and compiling the data, and therefore having no time to actually analyze and actually come up with results and come up with strategies that we can deploy. So what we said, we want it to be simpler. So we want reporting to be simpler for hotels. We want analytics or data and information to be better, and therefore analytics to drive your hotels so that you as hoteliers can make decisions faster. And this is the key thing, because we spend so much time wasted on these reports that, when we look at the information that we're looking at, it's channels, how do we compare performance? How is it year on year? Which channel performs best for me? How is the growth or decline of my channels? What happens to the pickup? What pickup is better for me? What implication does it have when someone picks up earlier or when pickup is earlier or later? What is the country of origin of a guest have to do with, my performance? So how can I measure those two? Then length of stay, weekday, weekends. What is the implication of all of this data? And of course, the most important thing that we always go back to is our rates, our market segmentation, and our channels. So how do we measure that, and how do we bring that together? So that's where we come in with Revenue Insight. And like I said, Revenue Insight, what we try to do is make this dynamic and make this user-friendly. So what we did was we have a dashboard, which looks, as you can see, like this. This is the top part of it, where we have some of the key KPIs. Now, one thing that I'm going to say straight ahead is this is our first iteration, and we're continuously developing based on feedback that we have from our existing test client base. We've got about 100 hotels globally working with the system and helping us develop this system. We look at room nights, we look at ADR, we look at total revenue. RevPAR is coming, and other metrics like TrevPAR and GOPPAR might be added in the not-too-distant future as well. We always measure it versus a control period. So that control period generally is last year. So we can do last year, same day of week, we can do last year, same dates, or if you have Ramadan, like we're now, or we have Easter, changing dates, you can measure comparably. Then we have an occupancy graph, we have the pickup, the booking pace, or the pickup curve. And what's nice about all this information is it's all interactive. So I can click with my mouse, I can select ranges, and it will automatically refresh all the data based on those selections. So it's really real-time, live, as you're sitting there. Then we said, then we have additional metrics that we need to look at. So based on the selections that you made, you can then look at your rate codes. What are my top performing rate codes? We will always list the top 4 and then the additional. If you want to expand that list, you can click on each of these boxes, expand the list, and have the full list of details. Segmentation, room type, channel, source, pickup, length of stay, day of week, country of origin, company, agency, all of that is included. So if I want to filter on one specific market segment, I just click on that market segment, a filter is applied, automatically all data is refreshed. If I then say I just want to see that for 3-night lengths of stay, click on the 3 length of stay, automatically everything's refreshed. So it's real time. You're looking at it as a real-time refresh. So it's really easy to use. So if you look at your sales or revenue management meetings at hotel level or even at corporate level, you can actually go down and actually answer questions right there in the meeting, whereas previously you would go out with a to-do list with all of the details and reports that the analyst needed to run. So this is, one of the key powerful aspects of this. Exportable in Excel, you put filters on it, export it into Excel, everything is exported together. Then one thing that's also important is if you have a long list, like companies, for instance, just run a search. You search for whatever company you want to. It finds out, you select it, and it's added. One of the things that we'll add very soon is auto bucketing, so auto mapping. So we found that, for instance, room types are sometimes a little bit convoluted, especially if you're looking at multiple properties. Then, so basically what we're going to do is actually automatically map these room types into categories so that you as a user can, especially from a regional perspective, can see very quickly, okay, these are the types of rooms that I'm looking at. And we'll do that for pretty much everything that's in there. So what are the key benefits? It's easy to use. It's an easy visualization of the information. It's a truly time-saving tool, and time, of course, is essential for us hoteliers. It is very costly. It's simply adjustable, easy to analyze. It brings your PMS data to life. It's quick and easy to export it into Excel, and it's really a versatile and flexible platform. But what's more important is this, like I said, this is the first iteration. So we're looking at our current user base to see how we can expand on this and what other information we can bring in there. And that's where I come in with, the partnerships, where I'm going to talk to different suppliers of different types of data, where we can bring in our own data, because as OTA Insight, we have a lot of data. We have rate shopping data, we have event data, etc. So that is available to us as well. We work together with partners like STR and Fairmas and you name it, that actually bring us benchmarking data. So that data is also available to us. Now, these are some of the statements that we've had from some of our users, our test users. And as you can see, it's overwhelmingly positive. Of course, there's constructive feedback, that always happens, but we've been delighted with the feedback that we've been receiving so far. So just to go back to OTA Insight, just as a refresher of who we are, we do data, shopping data, that's what we started with, event data. But one of our strengths is the quality of data, the live real-timeness of the data, we have actionable insights, and we have very good customer care. And finally, these are some of the chains that we work with predominantly for our rate shopping and parity data. So from that aspect, we have a lot of partners that we already work with. So thank you very much. And I'm out there if you want to come and talk to me.